Good evening, everyone. We'll give it just a few minutes and then we'll get started. Hey, Daniela. About time. Ashley must be too busy talking. She's on Facebook. Can y'all hear me okay? I want to make sure I'm loud enough. Okay, good deal. We'll give it just a few more minutes. See how many people we can get in here before I get started. How's your day been going so far, you guys? I was going to stream to Facebook and YouTube as well, but decided I would just do TikTok tonight because I've got other things that I want to do. I want to do Bible trivia after I go over this story of 5,000. There's Ashley. I was beginning to think you weren't going to make it. Let's see. Yeah, I know. It's linked to this phone that I use for the tapping, and it was in here vibrating like crazy. All right. So, the scriptures that I'm going to go over tonight is about, well, first of all, it's about need. The needs in our lives. But it's Mark 6:30 through 43. And so I'm going to read it in this study Bible, first of all, and then go over a couple of key things. And then I'm going to read it out of a book that I actually got from TikTok. It is the Good and Beautiful Bible Study that talks about the story of the 5,000. So Mark 6:30 through 43, it says, "The apostles returned to Jesus and told him all they had done and taught. And he said to them, 'Come away by yourselves to a desolate place and rest for a while.' For many were coming and going, and they had no leisure even to eat. And they went away in the boat to a desolate place by themselves. Now many saw them going and recognized them, and they ran there on foot from all the towns and got there ahead of them. When he went ashore, he saw a great crowd, and he had compassion on them, because they were like sheep without a shepherd. And he began to teach them many things. And when it grew late, his disciples came to him and said, 'This is a desolate place, and the hour is now late. Send them away to go into the surrounding countryside and villages and buy themselves something to eat.' But he answered them, 'You give them something to eat.' And they said to him, 'Shall we go and buy 200 denarii worth of bread and give it to them to eat?' And he said to them, 'How many loaves do you have? Go and see.' And when they had found out, they said, 5 and 2 fish. Then he commanded them all to sit down in groups on the green grass. So they sat down in groups by hundreds and by 50s. And taking the 5 loaves and the 2 bread, he looked up to heaven and said a blessing and broke the loaves and gave them to the disciples and set before the people. He divided the 2 fish among them all, and they all ate and were satisfied. And they took up 12 baskets full of broken pieces of the fish. And those who ate the loaves were 5,000 men. So, for verse 634, it talks about like sheep without a shepherd. It says Jesus teaches the people functioning as a good shepherd. And then 6:36 through 37, it talks about 200 denarii. It represented 200 days' wages of labor during that time. So that was 200 days worth of wages during that time for the labor. So that was apparently a lot. I don't know how much that would be, in our money. That might be something good to look up later, but it was 200 days worth of wages. And then 41 through 42, it says, God provided manna in the desert. So Jesus provided food in a deserted place. The feeding of the 5,000 reinforces Jesus' proclamation after feeding them the word of God. He miraculously provides physical food as well. So now I'm going to switch over to this book that I got from TikTok here. Alright, so it says, perhaps it starts as a small trickle of people picking up steam with each new town they pass. Eventually, like a crowd of marathon runners, they are jogging in a large, unruly pack of thousands. While some English translations say they hurried, the original Greek uses a word that could be translated as they ran together, or they rushed together. They are running together, people from different towns and different families, people with different occupations and life experiences and personalities, united only by their urgent need to be where Jesus is. They know they need something from Jesus. They recognize Jesus getting away in his boat, and they waste no time setting off on foot in pursuit. What exactly did they need? First, the crowd needs compassion. When Jesus reaches the other side of the lake, he sees the crowd and has loving pity for them. In Greek, that's a strong word. Literally, Jesus is moved to the bowels. Jesus is moved because he sees that the crowd needs all the things sheep need from a shepherd: guidance, wisdom, direction, safety. They need protection from their predators, who are many. From occupying Roman armies to predatory money lenders and tax collectors to corrupt religious leadership. The crowd also needs teaching. They hurry around the lake to meet Jesus because they know they need to hear what he has to say. They are hungry to know how to live. They are starving for peace and wholeness in a violent world, for justice in an unjust world, and so Jesus teaches them. Perhaps the crowd is so transfixed by Jesus' storytelling that as the day begins to fade to evening, they hardly realize they are hungry for food. Perhaps they have not been able to carry much with them on their long jog around the lake. Most are very materially poor. Perhaps many didn't know where their next meal is coming from. The disciples asked Jesus to send the crowd away to buy dinner for themselves, but Jesus understands needs are not just spiritual or emotional. They are tangible and material as well. He asked the disciples to feed the crowd themselves. It is a baffling instruction. They hardly have money for a feat like that. But Jesus isn't concerned about the resources they don't have. Instead, he wants to help the whole community find and share what they do have. The disciples survey the crowd and report back 5 loaves, 2 fish. Jesus gives thanks to God for these communal resources, scant as they may seem. As Jesus breaks the bread and asks his disciples to distribute it to the people, the miracle happens. The bread is not running out, and neither is the fish. Everyone is eating, and everyone has plenty. In the Greek, they are filled to the full. They are satisfied completely. Their needs are met with surprising, miraculous communal abundance. And perhaps this is one last thing the crowd needs. They need to know that with God, everyone eats to the full, truly everyone, and there are plenty of leftovers. At God's table, everything is shared and everyone's needs are seen and provided for. At God's banquet, there is no need to compete, no need to push and shove to be the first in line for food. There is only an invitation to sit down, rest, and let God provide. The God of Jesus is a God who meets human need with divine abundance. So, famous Kaylin may not have got the notification. I don't know. She usually hops on Facebook, and I'm not on Facebook tonight. However, she does have TikTok as well, so she may be busy. Hey, Marvin, glad to see you here. So, it talks about how we can apply this today, or how it applies today. It says, Jesus cares about the entire holistic needs of people. Today, just as in Jesus' time, many people have needs that go beyond just the spiritual. They have serious material needs too. They need for comfortable and affordable housing, the need for a car, the need for health care, the need for work that pays a livable wage. Jesus doesn't just callously tell people not to worry about these things. Rather, he meets these needs as part of caring for the whole human being. He takes tangible steps to make sure no one goes hungry. If God is a God who meets human need with divine abundance, what does that look like in our communities? Who isn't experiencing this abundance? What are the barriers that keep them from it? And what would it look like for those barriers to be removed? We are united at God's banquet table by our common neediness. Our needs are part of our humanity. They are nothing to be ashamed of. We are meant to care for others and be cared for by others in healthy, interdependent communities. Across the world, mutual aid networks are doing just that. Ordinary people are coming together in creative and cooperative way to meet one another's needs. How aware are we of our needs? How willing are we to share our needs with others? What might it look like to bravely and vulnerably name our needs in all forms and to support others as they do the same? Well, thank you, Marvin. I'm glad that you respect our belief and not coming in here and trying to cause a bunch of drama or trouble or anything like that. I appreciate that. So what I will say is this actually reminded me of you and your husband, Daniela, because it talks about how ready are you going to be to go help other people. And I commend you guys for reaching out to the communities that you're reaching out to and providing those houses for the people that need them. I mean, all those people in North Carolina have been without, and parts of Tennessee have been without homes and shelter, and you guys have been building houses and transporting them from where you're at. And I mean, I know it's been a lot and it takes a lot, and I'm just so honored to see you all do that, and I appreciate you all. So I'm going to ask, I do have some trivia, and Ashley cannot answer these because she already knows the answers. All right. Yeah, I agree, Daniela. Like I've seen the video and the support that you all have done, taking those houses there, and how much of a blessing it's been. Even for our church, taking out water and stuff like that. Like we saw how much of a need that was needed for that. So, all right. Well, that's good, Marvin. I'm glad you're here, and you're more than welcome to stay as long as you'd like. And like I said, I appreciate the fact that you're coming in here willing to listen and learn, and you're not being judgmental or anything like that. So I truly appreciate that. All right. So, question 1. I don't know how many people are actually in here, but you can tell me in the chat whether it's true or false. So, the phrase, "this too shall pass," is in the Bible. True or false? Okay, looks like Danielle is going to be the only one to answer. That is correct. It is false. That "this too shall pass" is not in the Bible. Well, Kitchen Lady got it as well. All right. True or false? Eve bit into the forbidden apple in the Garden of Eden. Kitchen Lady got it right. It was actually false. She did not bite into the forbidden apple because the Bible never said it was an apple. All right. Number 3. It definitely was a trick question. All right. Number 3. Spare the rod, spoil the child is biblical teaching on child raising. True or false? You gonna try to answer that one, Danielle? So it's actually false. It says the phrase is from a 17th century poem by Samuel Butler. It is actually in the Bible, but worded differently. But this actual phrase came from that poem by Samuel Butler. All right. Number 4. God works in mysterious ways is from the book of Proverbs. True or false? You gonna take a crack at it, Kitchen Lady? Kitchen Lady is correct. It is false. It is from a poem by English poet William Cowper, who was born in 1731. All right. One of the most quoted Bible verses is "cleanliness is next to godliness." True or false? Cracking me up. All right. So it is one of the most quoted Bible verses is "cleanliness is next to godliness." True or false? It is actually false. It says the phrase is not written in any book of the Bible. Well, I want to ask these first, and then I'll ask the next ones. You forgot to hit send. All right. Number 6. 3 wise men visited Jesus on the day of his birth. Oh, look, Chuck chimed in. All right, Daniela, what do you say? Did we lose Daniela? That you all are correct. You were it was false. It actually says the Bible does not give a specific number of wise men. All right, number 7. Yep. Number 7. The Little Drummer Boy Christmas song is based on the boy drummer in Micah. True or false? Is everybody looking for that answer? Y'all got quiet all of a sudden. Oh, you're fine, kitchen lady. I was talking to Daniela and Chuck as well. Correct. It's false. The Little Drummer Boy is a Christmas carol and is not based on any biblical character. All right. According to the book that bears his name, Jonah was in the belly of a whale for 3 days and 3 nights. True or false? You gonna throw your answer out there, Chuck? So actually, the answer is false. According to Jonah 1:17, Jonah was in the belly of a great fish. Never said whale. I feel lied to. All right. True or false? Satan took the form of a serpent when he tempted Eve in the Garden of Eden. True or false? Yeah, this one is actually misleading. It's actually false because it says the Bible never mentions Satan taking the form of or entering into the serpent in the Garden of Eden. And I actually had to go back and look. It actually did not say that. So, because I argued with that one. I argued with that one for the beginning. Yes, I'm not saying they're not of Satan. All right. God helps those who help themselves is in the book of Psalms. True or false? So, the saying, God helps those who help themselves, is actually not in the Bible at all. Does not appear anywhere in the Bible. Number 11. Money is the root of all evil is a classic Bible verse concerning placing money above God. True or false? So Chuck gave the answer away. But yes, it is false. It's actually false because it says the money is the root of all evil, but it actually says in 1 Timothy 6:10, for the love of money is the root of all evil. Yeah. 1 Timothy 6:10 says for the love of money is the root of all evil. All right, number 12. Jesus Christ himself said, to thine own self be true. True or false? Hush, Ashley, you know the answers already. It's actually false. That is from Shakespeare in Act 1 of Hamlet. Look at Lauren Elise coming in here. Right off the bat, getting these answers correct. All right. The Apostle Paul said, love the sinner, hate the sin. True or false? The saying was, love the sinner, hate the sin. That is correct. Lauren got it right. This actual saying was, "Love the sinner, hate the sin." It does not appear in the Bible. Saint Augustine wrote it in a letter in the 5th century A.D. And then Chuck already answered this one earlier. The wise men visited the baby Jesus in the manger. True or false? That is correct. False. All right. Number 15. And this is the last of the true or false. And then we'll do some other questions. That way Ashley can hop in. All right. There was one set of the 10 Commandments given to Moses. True or false? That is correct. It is false. There was 2 tablets. Moses broke one. According to Mel Brooks, it was 15. All right. So now I'm going to go through and pick some multiple choice questions. You all like doing these trivia? This is the first time I've ever actually done it, and so I figured I would test it out and see if you all liked it. If you do, then I'll do it more often. I'm glad to hear. All right. So let me find some multiple choice. Actually, since I'm right here, can anybody tell me what the 10 plagues were that inflicted Egypt? I know that's a lot to type, so it might take multiple times. Allergies and man flu. Okay. Yep. So the first plague was water turned into blood. Second one was frogs. 3 was lice. 4 was flies. 5 was the death of livestock. 6 was boils. 7 hailstorm. 8 locusts. 9 darkness, and then 10 was the death of all firstborn. All right. So this section is all about food. So let me get the answers here. Two. All right. So Who ate locusts in the wilderness? A. Matthew, B. Paul, C. John the Baptist, or D. Peter? In Matthew 3:4, it was actually John the Baptist. All right. Question number 2. Who traded his birthright for his brother's bread and lentil stew? A. Jacob, B. David, C. Joseph, or D. Esau? It was actually Esau, and that was found in Genesis 25:34. All right. Number 3. Daniel, I quit. Number 3. Who had a baker who baked pastries for him? A. The Pharaoh in Moses' time. B. The Pharaoh in Joseph's time. C. Samson, or D. Gideon? That is correct. It is the Pharaoh in Joseph's time. All right. Number 4. Who was tricked when his non-hairy son dressed in hairy gloves and presented him with a meal? A. Jacob, B. Esau, C. Isaac, or D. Israel? Hey, look, Daniela got one right. It was actually Isaac. It is Jeremiah 31:28 through 30. And it asked who was tricked, not who did the tricking. Hey, Zach, good to see you here. We have a whole community of people here that will definitely help you with that. Question number 5. What did Ezekiel's scroll taste like? A. Candy, B. Honey, C. Fish, or D. Wafers? That is correct, honey. All right. Number 6. What judge of Israel prepared a delicious meal for an angel? A. Gideon, B. Samson, C. Ehud, or D. Deborah? All right, so the correct answer is A, Gideon. You can find that in Judges 6:19. All right, number 7. What book of the Bible describes Canaan as a land flowing with milk and honey? A, Genesis, B, Exodus, C, Leviticus, or D, Judges? That is correct. It is Exodus. All right. Number 8. What animal was killed for food when the prodigal son returned home? A hog, B, a rooster, C, a turkey, or D, the fatted calf? Surely all of you all get this one right. It is the calf. Good job, Zach. And Daniela got it right too. She finally got something right. All right, number 9. Where did the Hebrews feast on cucumbers, melons, leeks, onions, and garlic? A, Jerusalem, B, Bethlehem, C, Egypt, or D, Gilead? Gilead, however it's pronounced. Is Ashley the only one that's going to try this one? I feel like these questions are all very good learning experience because a lot of these I would have never figured out or knew. Oh, that's perfectly fine, Zach. Like I just said, this is a learning experience for me, and I'm sure it is for other people as well. So, all right. So the correct answer for that one, which was question number 9, it is actually C, which is Egypt. Ashley got it right in Numbers 11, 4 through 5. Number 10. Who ate honey out of a lion's carcass? A, David, B, Elijah, C, Saul, or D, Samson? Hey, Benny. We're doing Bible trivia at the moment. All right. So the correct answer for that one, who ate honey out of a lion's carcass, was actually Samson. Nana to the rescue, got it right. All right. Question number 11. What prophet made deadly stew edible again? A. Elijah. B. Elisha. C. Jeremiah. Or D. Obadiah. And Zach, please feel free to reach out if you have any questions or anything like that. Anybody that is currently here right now, I can pretty much speak for every single one of them. They would be willing to help you. So please feel free to reach out if you have any questions. What prophet made deadly stew edible again was actually Elisha. So Ashley got that one right. All right. Number 12. What miraculous food fed the Israelites in the desert? You all should get this one. A. Potatoes. B. Manna. C. Fish. Or D. 5 loaves of bread. I figured that's what you meant, Benny, but that was actually one of the answers was Elijah or Elisha. Two different people, so I wasn't for sure if you meant the first one or the second one. And yes, everybody got that one correct. It is manna. All right. So let's go to... Okay. So now we're going to... This section is called Wedding Bells. It is also multiple choice. So... Alright. Who was the first man mentioned in the Bible to have more than one wife? A. Adam. B. Lamech. C. Moses. Or D. Seth. So it is actually Lamech. All right. Question number 2. Who married both Rachel and Leah? A. Lamech. B. Abdon. C. Jotham. Or D. Jacob. Hey, Ryan, welcome in. You all got that correct. It is Jacob. All right. See, Zach got it right as well. Good job, good job, Zach. All right. Whose father's wives were named Hannah and Peninnah? I don't know if I'm saying that right, but A. Jacob's, B. Samuel's, C. Abraham's, or D. Isaac's? It is actually Samuel. That is correct, Samuel. Hey, Melissa. We're doing Bible trivia. So I'm giving them a little bit of time to answer the questions before I give them the answer. All right. I don't even know how to pronounce this name, but okay. What king was married to Ahinoam? Ahinoam. Is it A. Josiah, B. Saul, C. David, or D. Solomon? Yes, I do need Jeopardy music. That is correct. The question was, what king was married to Ahinoam? Ahinoam. I have no idea if I'm saying that right or not. But the answers are A. Josiah, B. Saul, C. David, or D. Solomon. Solomon was married to just about everybody. So this is question 4. So the correct answer is actually Saul. Saul was married to her. Malon, and Boaz were the husbands of what woman? A. Orpah, B. Ruth, C. Naomi, or D. Rachel? Ruth is the correct answer. Good job, guys. Who married 2 of Judah's sons? A. Rachel, B. Leah, C. Rebecca, or D. Tamar? Thank you for the gifts, Ryan. Anybody else want to take a stab? Who were married to 2 of Judah's sons? A. Rachel, B. Leah, C. Rebecca, or D. Tamar? Tamar is the correct answer. All right. What king of Judah had 14 wives? A. Abijah, B. Aaron, C. Uzziah, or D. Saul? I mean, out of all those names, Aaron would be the easiest to say, other than Saul. But Ryan missed all the true or false questions earlier. Wonder how well he would have done. Anybody else want to take a stab at it? What king of Judah had 14 wives? I'll send them to you, Ryan, and then you can send me your answers and see if you get them right. All right, so the correct answer for that one is Abijah. Some of these people, I'm just like, who? And it makes me want to dig up these people's names and find out where they're at. But it actually tells me the scripture, which was 2 Chronicles 13:21. So we can go look at that one. All right. What judge of Israel surrendered his Philistine wife to a friend? A. Samson, B. Othniel, C. Ehud, or D. Gideon? Don't feel bad, Zach. A lot of these are sitting in front of me, and they're spelled out, and I still couldn't pronounce them. We'll go to some true or false questions after this one. What judge of Israel surrendered his Philistine wife to a friend? A. Samson, B. Othniel, C. Ehud, or D. Gideon? So this one actually came from Judges 14:20. And the correct answer is Samson. Yep. Learned something new on that one, too. Thank you, Ashley, for the time check. All right. We'll do these true or false questions real quick, and then I got to head out and get our daughter, so. All right. Don't forget to hydrate, too. All right. True or false? Isaac was the son of Abraham. Good job. Everybody got that one right. Number 2. Matthew was David's firstborn son. True or false? Good job. Amon was actually David's firstborn son. All right, number 3. Solomon's son, Shaphat, become king after him. B, all of the above. All right. So the actual answer to that one was false. Rehoboam was king after him. I plead the fifth. All right. True or false? The Apostle Paul said that a woman's long hair is her pride and joy. So this one was actually a trick question. So it says the Apostle Paul said that a woman's long hair is her pride and joy. It is actually false. It says her hair is her glory in 1 Corinthians 11:15. All right. Number 5. Flesh and blood is unable to inherit the kingdom of God. True or false? Is Ryan going to answer? All right, so you all were correct. It is true. 1 Corinthians 15:50. Oh, I didn't see it, Ryan. So, number 6. In the Bible, sin is called the sting of death. True or false? For those of you who are just joining, we're doing Bible trivia. So if I'm quiet, it's because I'm waiting for them to answer. All right. So the correct answer in the Bible, sin is called the sting of death, is actually true. It is in 1 Corinthians 15:56. Number 7. True or false? All believers are called to the temple of God, according to Paul. All believers are called to be the temple of God, according to Paul. True or false? All believers are called to be the temple of God, according to Paul. True or false? First Corinthians 6:19 It is actually true. And Zach, to answer your question, we are the temple of God. We're the church. We're the church. The church is not a building. We are actually the church. We are actually what makes up the church. A lot of people get that confused and think that it's a building, and it's not. We are actually the church. We are what God called to minister the word and everything. All right, number 8 quietly blows the dust off his Bible. You just got a new Bible, so it shouldn't have dust on it. All right, number 8. Paul refers to himself as a missionary in the book of 1 Corinthians. True or false? Yep. And again, church is not a building. You can have church online. You can have church at a building, but we, as in us, we are the church. We are the temple. So, all right. So Paul refers to himself as a missionary in the book of 1 Corinthians. True or false? All right. So this comes from 1 Corinthians 9:1. It is false. He refers to himself as an apostle, not a missionary. All right. We'll do one more. We'll do one more question, and then I gotta go. All right. True or false? King Solomon had 12,000 horsemen. Daniela, you crack me up. All right. True or false? King Solomon had 12,000 horsemen. That is correct. It is true. It is true. All right, guys. So, when we first came in, I went over the 5,000. How Jesus fed the 5,000, and read it, applied it to today. So, I will tell you, and I usually don't, but I've actually been using this book, so it's actually been worth it. So this book was actually sent to me from the TikTok shop. It's the Good and Beautiful Bible Study. It's actually really good, and it breaks down different chapters of different people and what the desires are. So, like, for the fed the 5,000, it was a need. like for Deborah, it's bravery. Elizabeth is waiting with hope. Esther is courage, God's providence. Hagar was seeing others' value. Hannah is sorrow, cultivating hope. Jacob and Esau is accepting grace. John the Baptist and the crowd, repentance. So it actually goes through different scenarios and actually applies them to people in the Bible. But I thought it actually came in handy for tonight because I used it for the feeding the 5,000. And it actually gave you an in-depth outlook on what was in the Bible. And it actually gave like what the Greek stood for. Like, while it was talking about, it says, while some English translations say they hurried, talking about the people that they were feeding the 5,000 to, the original Greek uses a word that translated today as they ran together or they rushed together. So, kind of a different wording than they just hurried, but it said they ran together. And then it talks about down here that when Jesus reaches the other side of the lake, he sees the crowd and he has a loving pity for them. Well, in Greek, it says that's a strong word. It literally means Jesus is moved to the bowels. So, like, there's different... I'm just surprised that, like, it goes into detail of all this stuff. By no means am I telling you to go buy it. I'm gonna go over it on my live stream. But I thought it was interesting. It was something that, like I said, the TikTok shop. It's actually made by Alabaster. They actually sent it to me and told me that I could use it on my live. So I figured I would use it and go over it. And if you get something out of it, that's great. That's what I want to use it for, is to actually show the different ways and to look at things. But like, it has a different like outline of everything. And then it actually has like questions at the end, and it tells you to like pause, ponder, and then pray. And it gives you a prayer specifically just for that, like for the need or whatever. And then me and Ashley got this while we were out on our trip, the Ultimate Bible Trivia. So I'm glad you all enjoyed the Bible Trivia. I will actually probably do this more often. I've kind of been doing just random things here and there. Like I'll teach something out of the Word. It's whatever God tells me to do. And then other times, like, I'll play music or something like that. But I'm glad to see that you all enjoyed the Bible Trivia, and truly appreciate it. I'm glad you came, Zach. And again, please feel free to reach out to any of us if you need anything. As a matter of fact, Ryan here, he does a live stream twice a day and does praise and worship music. So I would highly recommend you following him and watching his lives if you want to get into like some praise and worship music. He does prayer throughout the day. So please feel free to give him a follow. And then, yeah, Ron's definitely a good guy. He actually has started, like, I've noticed he knows when I go live, so he's kind of jumps off his own live just so he can come over here and be with us. And so I'm truly appreciative of him hopping over here with us and hanging out with us. So we support him, he supports us, and yeah. Danielle is pretty cool too. Everybody here, like I said, everybody that's in this live right now, I would feel free to reach out to. if you have any questions, need prayer, or just need anything. Or if you have questions, I know you were talking about you want to get closer to God and learn more, please feel free to reach out. Like, none of us are going to know the answers to everything, but we will definitely lead you and guide you to the right people that do. So, if we don't know the answer. Between all of us, we'll know the answer, I'm sure, but, you know. And yes, what Ryan said, we're all trying to further the kingdom. We're all working together, and yeah. And then Ashley here is my wife, and we are currently youth pastors, but we are in the process of starting a church, and we will be pastors. So, all right, guys. I actually got to hop off here and go get our daughter. So I appreciate you all, and I will continue to do this. I'm glad the Bible trivia worked out. So I will see you all soon. I will see you all tomorrow if I don't see you before then. And, of course, go join Ryan's live when he goes live later tonight. Yes, that is considered youth, 16. So, again, so glad to have you here, Zach. Please feel free to join anytime and reach out. All right, love you all. Have a great night, and I will see you all soon.